Hey everybody, and welcome into this new video of TechExpress. In today's new video, I'm going to be showing you how you can get started as dropshipping inside Shopify. So in today's tutorial, we're going to be discussing what is exactly Shopify. We're going to be understanding how this dropshipping actually works. Let's set up a Shopify store. We're going to make some research. We're going to do some adding our products. We're going to managing our orders, customer service, marketing promotion, some tracking stuff, a few tips of how you can scale your dropshipping, a few common challenges and mistakes that everybody does as a beginner of a dropshipper, and the actual conclusions. So let's just get started. So as almost any kind of videos that we do here inside the TechExpress, we commonly discuss what is exactly the terms that we're going to be doing in today's tutorial. So in this case, let's talk about what is exactly dropshipping. So dropshipping actually works is when a person or a company sells goods on their website that they do not keep into the stocks. So when an order is received, they send those orders to another company to ship the goods directly to the buyer. Because they are middlemen, they charge us a little bit much more money than usually. So inside the dropshipping values, we have the dropshipper, the supplier, and the customer. Usually, we work as the dropshipper. And how can we get started? And for that, we're going to be using Shopify. Now, Shopify is an e-commerce section that kind of helping you to build an online store, whether you are creating some blogs, your online store for, let's say, building your own socials and boost a little bit more your actual company, or you can get started by actually doing some print on demand or an actual dropshipping in this case. So you can see here into my actual computer that we do have now the Shopify Let's Get Started section. I'm going to leave you guys a link down below in the description so you can get started totally for free today. Now with the link that I'm going to leave you down below, you have access to, let's say, a free trial of 3 days. But not only that, you have access to almost 3 months for any kind of plan that you choose inside Shopify for the next 3 months. It is not for free, but it's going to be costing you only $1 for the next 3 months. Once again, any kind of plan that you choose into Shopify. We can discuss the plans later, but let's get started into actually Shopify. If you click down below, it's going to be showing you, once again, let's get started. In this case, let's go for I am just starting. So this walkthrough, I'm going to be showing you how do we get started with an actual dropshipping store. So this step-by-step video is actually going to be full, truly step-by-step walkthrough. So let's go here into next. What would you like to sell? So usually what people do here is to only enable the online store. But what I can totally suggest you is that if you're just getting started and you have like not enough money to create a actual website, is to use the social media. And sometimes they list products into Google, Amazon, and more online marketplaces. In today's tutorial, we're going to be only focusing into the online store and to the social media as well. Let's go and scroll a little bit down and hit into next. Now, what do you plan to sell first? In this case, what I wanted to do is to get started with dropshipping products. So now I'm going to hit down into next. And this is really important. Where will your business be located? So whether you are from Argentina, Mexico, United States, Canada, United Kingdom, it doesn't matter. What it truly matters to you is that if you choose the right actual country, this is the part where you want to add information about your taxes, about the shipping rates, and of course the dropshipper suppliers. That can be, let's say, useful in your country. So in my case, I'm going to be choosing United States. So after that, I'm going to hit into next. And now my account has now been successfully created. So as you can see, it says sync your inventory with Shopify POS. And now we are inside Shopify. The best part of having a dropshipping store is that we don't have to buy absolutely anything, but just to manage our website. So in this case, we do have our Shopify store. In order to continue, it's really important that you have an actual active plan in order to add all the elements that you're going to be working with and to receive the money from day number 1. So once again, you can always go into your settings section. Inside here, let's go into plan. an inside plan, what you want to do is to choose the one that best suits for you. I'm going to go here and to choose an actual plan, and we have the basic plan, the Shopify plan, the advanced plan, and much more. So if you chose the link that we just gave you down below, you can see that all of these plans comes into only 3 months for $1. So that means that the basic, the Shopify, the advanced, even the starter plan, all of those cost you only $1 for the next 3 months. So choose the one that best suits for you and hit now to continue. Of course, there are a few ones that a lot of people actually works, but if you're just getting started into the Shopify, I can totally suggest you to use whether the basic plan or the starter plan. The simplest way to start selling social media and messaging applications. So choose that plans and hit now to continue. If you want to know a little bit more about your plans, you can always check out the plan details, and you have the payment info, the online credits, the features, the shipping discounts, and all of that. So once you check out all the plans that comes with your actual plan that you currently paid, let's go now into continue. This is the part where you wanted to customize your online store. And to get started with customizing your online store, usually here we'll have the setup guide inside Shopify. So as you can see, we have the find products to sell, we have the set up your online store, your store details, and launch your online store. So in order to get started here, as you can see here, we have the store section. So usually what I do before I continue is to go directly into settings. Now here into settings, what I wanted to do is to locate the store details. Now into store details, I'm going to go here into edit. I'm going to change my store name. So here what we can do is to try to change, let's say for example, L month, like this. And I can change my store phone number, and I have my store email. I have the billing information, store currency, the time zone, the unit system, the order ID format, and I'm going to hit now into save. And now that we are here into this new section of my Shopify section, what I want to do is to scroll a little bit down and focus into brand. Inside brand, what I wanted to do is to get started by adding my logos and all of the information that we actually choose in order to get started here. So usually what I do here is to hit into add my logo, I hit into upload my image, and I want to add a PNG file that has no background of a specific logo. If you don't have a logo, you wanted to create a new one, let's say totally for free, I can totally suggest you to go here into canva.com. Now Canva is totally for free. There's a lot of resources and tools that you can use totally for free. So you can always go into search your content in Canva. Let's go for logo. And it's going to be showing you a lot of templates that you can choose to create your own totally for free. So in this case, I already have an actual custom logo, so I'm not going to be focusing a lot on that. So let's go here. I'm going to go here into done. So once you selected and created your actual branding company logo, I download those and I just import it here into Shopify. So I'm going to just close Canva for now. And now it's going to be asking me for my actual colors. So if you know what are your actual branding, let's say your niche, usually what I do is now that I have the actual elements here that I can work with the different colors that I'm going to be adding here into my store. If you don't have any idea, what you can do is to get started by just adding the colors and the most basics colors, for example, the RGB color, for example, red, green, and blue, or just black and white. If you want to do some minimalistic, let's say products. So I'm going to just focus into something like this. And here, usually into the cover images, you can do exactly the same thing in Canva. You can use that logo to add this as a cover images, and later on you can implement that into your store. So now I'm going to go here into this slogan. Usually the brand statement or tagline often used along with your logo. This is the part where I actually wanted to have more information about my store. So for that, I'm going to open a new tab and go and type chat.openai.com. So now into ChatGPT, what I do is to give or receive a few ideas by the actual artificial intelligence. So let's say I have a dropshipping store that focuses into So I need a short and catchy slogan ideas. So now ChatGPT is going to bring me shining in fashion, elegant jewelry for everyone, for example. If you kind of like this, just copy it and paste it into your story. If you don't like that, you can just create a new one inside this new ChatGPT. Now I can do exactly the same thing here. So I can go now create me a short description about my store. Right? So of course, here's a short and inside description about your store. Since this one actually comes into Spanish, I'm going to just translate this into an English. So now the social links, you can add your Facebook, your Twitter, your Pinterest, your Instagram, TikTok, and all of those here. So usually I'm going to add YouTube. And what I'm going to be doing here is just to add the default of Shopify. So just as an example, of course, you can add your own here later. So you go here into save. So now check this out. Now what I do have here inside the section, I'm gonna go now back and check this out. I'm gonna go here into my online store. And this is the part where I wanted to customize my actual theme. Usually, since I'm going to be getting started with dropshipping, I want to do something easy, nice, and catchy. So what I do is to go here into theme library, create a theme, and visit the theme store. Now the theme store is going to be showing me a lot of themes that I can use. Of course, you want to focus only into the free versions because you don't want to pay absolutely for anything. But you don't have to worry about the free versions because we actually have really strong and useful elements that we can use. For example, we have this Stiletto, the ride. Once again, remember that I wanted to focus into free ones. We would go into collections. And if you go into all themes, you can always categorize this into free only. So you have the free versions, they have the spotlights, the refresh, the ride, the dawn, taste, sense, and much more. So usually what people do is to only focus into the one that best suits for, let's say if I wanted to go for dropshipping for only one product, I can go and look out for origin. So now this is something that actually I could talk about at the end of the video, but it's really important that I can talk, let's say for example, before I can find the actual product. When it comes to finding the right product to do some dropshipping, what people commonly do, one of the common mistakes that people do into dropshipping is that they only add products that they are not even related into the same niche, or you add more than 5 products into your Shopify store or whatever dropshipping store. So usually what you want to do is to focus into an actual store, into an actual product that you can actually, let's say, track. You don't want to add more than 3. Let's say just only add 1 product if you're just getting started into a dropshipping store. You don't want to add a lot of products because you wanted to focus into only one niche. You want to be specified. You want to be specific into what you're actually selling into your actual stuff. So usually when you wanted to, let's say, get started with your theme library, I'm going to hit now into published. I hit into published and I hit now into customize. So I'm going to just go back. And now I have the origin current theme. I'm going to go here to customize. And there we go. So as you can see, it says, welcome to our store. Here's my Almond branding logo. And here have the testimonials, subscribe to our email list, our images, and actually that will be it. So in this tutorial, I'm going to be focusing to add only 1 dropshipping product, 1, 2, or even 3 products inside my dropshipping store, but not more than that. I'm going to explain that a little bit later. So here into handcrafted products, I'm going to go and change this heading for the actual slogan that actually is this one. So I'm going to copy it and I'm going to paste that here. Crafted, shining in fashion, elegant for everyone. So there we go. So what I want to do now is to try to change the image later. So we go here into rich text. And usually what I do is to add a new block. And you can add your own heading, your own text, or a few button. For example, I can go for button. And in this button label, I can go for buy now. And there we go. The first button links should lead me into the products and go into all products. So just hit now into save. Now this is the part when I wanted to make the research of my products. So in this case, I'm going to go back, I'm going to go into exit, and let's focus and try to look out for a supplier before we find our products. So you focus now into applications. Here what I wanted to do is to look out for drop shipping. This one should be bringing you into the, let's say, the App Store of Shopify. Now the App Store of Shopify should be helping you to find out dropshipping or applications that can be helping you to do some dropshipping. So if you typed only the keyword dropshipping, it should be showing you a lot of places. For example, Fashion Dropshipping, Spoket, Diesels, Sendrops, Dropshipment, and much more. Since we're going to be focusing only into jewelry for the purpose of this tutorial, I wanted to look out for something called the CJ Dropshipping. So I can go here, CJ Dropshipping. This is something that actually comes from AliExpress, and I have a lot of products that I can use here into AliExpress. So if you wanted to check that out, which is the best dropshipping for your country, you want to check out two elements. One, that is totally for free, and two, that has really great reviews inside the Shopify App Store. So you can see this one has more than 4,005 star reviews. So I think this one actually is going to be working a lot for what I'm going to be actually working on. So I'm going to hit now into install. This one actually should bring you into the install section. I'm going to hit now into install the application. Just wait a few seconds though. And now, as you can see, we're now inside our dropshipper, our supplier. So usually what I do is to authorize the email CJ account that has been found. If you don't have an account, what you just need to do is just hit into sign up, use your email account, use a passcode, a strong passcode, and now hit into continue. Now in my case, what I want to do is just to sign in. And now we are now successfully inside CJ Dropshipping. So how we can actually continue. So as you can see here, we are now inside the CJ Dropshipping. So what we wanted to do is to click into this logo. If you are into another dropshipper supplier, the process actually it's the same. So you just want to make sure that your Shopify store and your supplier are both connected, so you can just add your product in a very easy way. So you're gonna get here into the X mark, and once again, we are gonna be focusing into jewelry. So I'm gonna go and scroll all the way up. I'm gonna go into all categories, and let's go for jewelry and watches. So inside here, let's go for fashion jewelry. So I hit here, and now check this out, filter by. Before you find the right product, what I want you to do is to look out for the right product that, let's say, has less time of shipping zones. Since I am here into United States, I wanted to focus into US warehouse. So I have shipping rates for no longer than 7 days. So people can buy a product and they receive that in no time. So now into all types, you can choose product videos, because product videos are going to be helping you to track more info about what you're actually selling. So now here into sold by, listed, and price, that totally depends on you. Hit now into continue. So now I do have a lot of, let's say, hot selling stones. I have love heart and much more elements. So let's say that I'm only interested into just one product. Let's say that I'm interested into this one. So I'm gonna hit into add Kiwi. If you wanted to add more than just only one product, you can add, let's say for example, this one. And I'm gonna hit into add to Kiwi. And let's try with this one as well. Let's go for add to Kiwi. Once again, my rule, if you're just getting started, is to not focus into more than 3 products. Now I'm gonna go into Kiwi. And as you can see, this is something that has a really great tool. And as you can see, the 3 products actually are in the same niche. We are into jewelry, not even into watches. We are into jewelry. Let's say that you are willing to sell stuff only for women. So if you wanted to focus into one specific genre, I believe this could be a little bit more strong enough. But since we are actually focusing into only jewelry, I think in our case, it's okay to focus into both genres, into both male and female. So I choose my 3 products and I hit into manual listing. or if you go into the auto listing, it should be added automatically. Now here into a store, I wanted to choose my store name. If you haven't created a new store section, you can go here back. I'm going to go here into my store, and as you can see into the upper side, we have CA76. So here I'm going to go here into store, CA76. So as you can see, I believe is this one. The product type, I can add a new one, and here I'm going to go for jewelry. Now into collections, you wanted to go here into home page, and the shipping method, I'm just going to leave this like that, of course, and hit now into confirmed. So now usually what I do in order to check this out, the products, is just to make sure that I have the right information about my products. So as you can see here, I have the status pending. The 3 of them actually comes into pending. And what you wanted to do is to make sure that your products comes directly into your Shopify store. So as you can see, I have my product and adding your first product already marked as done. So that means that if I go back into products of Shopify, my products are going to be listed automatically. So what you can do here is to make sure that this one appears as added. But here what I wanted to do is to delete this section. So we go here into these 3 dots, I delete this products. And I'm going to be doing this once again. But before I add my products, what I wanted to do is to make sure that my products have the right price and the right images, the variants, and the description of my products. So once again, I'm going to do exactly the same process, but before we linked my products from my listed ones, I wanted to edit the price and all of those directly from my store. So when I manually list a product, we have this section that says listing. So what you wanted to do is to make sure that you authorize your store before I open the application. Once again, I am now inside here. And now check this out. We have the actual common price at $78. Of course, here you have the estimate profit, the CJ price. There's no shipping fee and there's no service fee. So if you don't know how to charge for an actual product you don't know, you can always go for recommended listing price, and it should be appearing the amount of money. And here, this is the amount of money you can be earning at the end of the day. So go here into list it now. Now into vendor, I wanted to go here into El month, confirmed, and list it now. So once again, it's gonna be really easy. Just go back into listing the process, here into Shopify, go into your products, upload, or let's say reload your page, and you want to make sure that your products can be now listed automatically. So now let's talk about the magic of dropshipping. If I go here into preview on my online store, I should see that everything that has to do with my product is going to be added into my store. For example, here we have the images, we have the price, the product information, product images, and now we have the buy now button, the color, the purity, the quantity, the show, the subscribe. So basically the dropshipping actually do everything. What we just need to do is to edit and customize and make a little bit more friendlier our actual website in order to get started to earn money as a dropshipper supplier. So now we find a product, we find the right tool, we have the right price, we have our actual logo, but now we have to make our website a little bit more friendlier than we were actually before. We're gonna go here back. I have here my online store, and now check this out. I'm gonna go back again here into themes. Let's go into customize. And this is the part where I wanted to get started by editing my actual website. So usually here, if I click into my featured product, I'm gonna go here to select the product, select the only one product here, and now enter the description of your featured product. So you can just choose, delete this one. Let's go for the best bracelet that you can buy in the 2023. So there we go, I go back and here's my feature product. So I choose this image banner, explore free image. Let's go for jewelry. And I wanted to add a strong images that people are willing to click when they check out my actual website. So there we go. So I'm going to be exactly doing the same thing here to the upper side. So I'm going to hit here back and usually into the add section. Instead of the template that we have here, I'm going to go here into add my blocks. Usually what I do is just to add a custom images once we actually get started with the new section here. So you go here into images. If you cannot add an image, that means that your actual template does not allow you to do that. So once again, you don't have to worry about that. You can always change that later. And now I wanted to go directly into my actual site. I have something much more interesting. I now enabled the zoomed images. If I check this out, the image actually changes from the actual elements that we have chose. And if I get into add to cart, it's how it's going to appear into my actual product. So this is only for only one product specifically. But if you want to add more elements, of course you can always go back, add it to the QE, add your featured products, and then you're actually good to go. In this case, what we're actually doing here is just to focus into one product. So how can we make this a little bit more trusted by people? So usually what they do here is to add reviews into their images, into the products. So you can always go back. Let's go into applications, and here into applications, what I do is to add the judge.me section. So this judge.me product review is totally for free, and you can add this into whatever product you have here into your actual Shopify. I'm going to hit into install and check this out. I'm going to hit now into X mark, install the application. And now that I have those elements added, I'm going to open my account of Shopify. So I clicked it. I'm inside, of course, my actual website. And check this out. Now that I'm here into my application section of judge.me, what I wanted to do is to get started with the setup of the judge.me. So I wanted to enable this app in Beamed. This one should be sending me into the editor. And check this out, into the actual left part, let's go for app in Beamed, enable the core snippet, and I'm gonna hit now into save. So let's go back, next step, try again, and I wanted to make sure that the save has now been successfully done. Now you can add a custom reviews here, or you can create your own reviews by going here into import reviews. I'm gonna scroll a little bit down. Usually what people do is to add a template, import the reviews in here, or you can just go directly into the request status and create their own reviews into the upper side section. So usually what I do here now is to just make sure that I checked out my review widget. And here, as you can see, I can install this manually. We've done this automatically, so I can just make sure that this one appears into my actual website. So if we go back here into my product, I'm going to reload this. And I wanted to make sure that the actual product comes with the rating review section, whether it will be in here or down here into the review section. So we just try to, and there we go. We have the customer reviews. 3 stars, write a review. This is just a sample review, and you can just add your own as you're just getting started in here. So usually what I just do here, now that I have enabled my actual product, now that I have making my research, I have making the design of my store, I can just get started to receive money. But first of all, I wanted to check out how I can receive the money. So first of all, I'm going to go back here into my dashboard. Let's go into settings and focus into payments. Into payments, you want to make sure that you have the active Shopify payments or you have supported payment method. For example, I can go into add payment method, and totally depends on where you're actually currently living. So you can search for an actual provider or search for a different payment method. For example, you wanted to enable Visa, MasterCard, and Apple Pay, for example, or only PaySafe card. So we can use Skrill, we can use PayPal Checkout, we can use Asia Bill, Rapid Payment, Wallix, Skrill Official, Wallix, and much more. So choose the one that best suits for you. Here into active. This one should be bringing you into this new seller information. So I just needed to go into my most email, my secret word, I enable all of these elements, and my screen should now be enabled, and I can actually receive money directly from Shopify. So now what is left to be done before we're actually ready to get started is to check out the shipping and delivery. The shipping and delivery in this part of the drop shipping, we don't have to do actually anything because the supplier is going to be taking care of actually anything. So if you wanted to make it like a refund, if they wanted to change a product for another product, usually CJ Dropshipping takes care of everything. If you have more information, if you wanted to get more information about that, you can always contact the actual bot section of CJ Dropshipping, and they will be helping you to, let's say, place a dropshipping order, to affiliation program involved, to work with them, to make the inventory, and much more. So now what I want to do is to focus into something important, which are the policies. So policies can be helping people to, let's say, have more confidence between the request of the returns, the refunds, and all of that. So if you don't know how to create a return policies, terms of services, and all of that, they have the template that you can create in here, and you just need to change your, let's say, your own custom email, your contact information. So hitting to create your template, and you have all of these elements added. So hit now into save, and you're actually good to go. Now I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go here into the dashboard, and as you can see, we have the online store. We have the store settings and all of that. Now the domain, usually it's not that important, but if you wanted to pay that out, what you can do is to go here and to buy a new domain or to create a new domain, and you can always check Namecheap. Now Namecheap is a section where you can buy a domain. Totally is not for free, but it's going to be costing you less than sometimes even $1 or $2 per year. So in this case, let's say for example that I'm willing to buy something related into L month. So I'm going to hit now into search, and as you can see, we have L month.LAT for only $1 per year. As you can see, it's really great. So as you can see, the retail, the actual price here comes down in here, but the most advantage and the most great part here is that the actual amount is actually really low. So you wanted to buy those products here into Namecheap and add those directly into Shopify, you can do this. If you wanted to stick around only with the free version of Shopify, then you have here your own .shopify.com. So now I'm gonna hit back. Now I have a custom domain, my branding is already being connected, my policies are actually good, the shipping and delivery is not that important since we are into a dropshipper supplier, we do have a supplier, we have checked out the payments, we have an actual active plan, and my store details are now been updated. So now we can actually get started into our actual dropshipping. So usually if you wanted to take care of your orders inside Shopify, you can always focus into your order section and you can see how many people bought your products. As you can see here, I have people that says paid, and what you just need to do is to make sure that your order has now been fulfilled successfully. Usually, since in this case, CJ Dropshipping has listed your products and both are connected automatically, what you just need to do is to make sure that you go directly into your CJ or into your supplier section. In my case, I'm going to go here into my orders, and let's go into order fulfillment. So here it should be appearing the amount of orders that people have created so far, and what I just need to do is to fulfill an order. So what they're actually going to be doing is to validate their address and deliver the product they actually bought. So I didn't have to do almost anything speaking about the actual ordered section here. So as you can see, I'm going to use event on this. As you can see here, we have paid stuff, you have the items, the delivery method, and here I have some tags. And here into your tags, usually what I do is just to add the dropshipper so I don't get confused if I wanted to add more products that are not only for the actual dropshipping. Now the analytics should be helping you to figure out what kind of people bought your products, how many total sales you have done so far, the online store sessions, the average order value, how many orders you have received from different periods of time. And usually it's going to be really, really useful to track more conversions and to figure out what kind of people are actually willing to buy your product, so you can make more research and, let's say, improved your actual products and your marketing methods inside of Shopify. Now, if you wanted to scale a little bit more your store, what I can totally suggest to you is to use social medias. Now, social medias so far are like the great tools that you can use to, let's say, create some organic traffic into whatever website you're actually creating. So in this case, let's say, for example, that I'm willing to sell stuff for actually jewelry, right? So what I can do is to create an actual video into, let's say, for example, TikTok. So usually what people do is to buy an actual product and use that product to create an actual video and to incentivize people to buy this product directly into their actual store. If you don't want to buy the product, what you can do is to try to look for a product that appears here into a dropshipper supplier that you can actually, let's say, find a video, so you can use that video for your socials if you don't need to pay, let's say, anything at all. So what I can do is to, let's say, choose a product. I wanted to make sure that this product has a video. And if this product has an actual video, I can use this video to create an actual post so people can get incentivized and, let's say, figure out how it's going to be looking their product once they're actually bought it. So as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3 more. We have lots, but truly a lot of videos that people are actually using to buy products. So you can buy or use these actual video links totally for free. So these are really, really organic content that you can create to drive more traffic to your actual Shopify. What you can always do, of course, is to improve your SEO settings inside here into settings. And what I wanted to do is to go directly into my actual apps and sales channel. You can always create some online stuff. For example, I can add Facebook and Instagram sections. I can add Google and YouTube, so I can track more information about my actual store. And when somebody, let's say here into Google, track jewelry Mexico 2023, I wanted to be those guys. I wanted to be inside this new section so people can be found at me as an organic traffic. And once again, totally free. And to do that, what you wanted to do is to have really, really strong presence into the online store, into the socials, and you're going to be scaling up your business much more easier. Which this brings us into the latest part, which are the common mistakes that people do when they're just getting started to do some dropshipping. And one of the most common is something that we actually discussed a few minutes before, which is to find products that are trending, but you're just adding products here and you don't even know if those products are actually coming from the same niche. If you choose in a specific niche, you are more willing to sell products that people are actually interested. So let's say, for example, that people are interested into buying stuff for their actual iPhone. If I add this product and then later I added this flat stuff for cleaning stuff, people might not be interested into this product. They'll be interested into only the phone or maybe these slippers. So usually what I do is to only focus into add products that are related into the same niche, and I don't want it to add lots, but truly a lot of products. So really important to check out a specific niche to add the specific products that you can add directly into your store. Now, something really common that people does not work on is into the trendings. So what you wanted to do is to make sure that you check this out. You wanted to check out what is trending into your country or into the actual country you wanted to sell the product. So if you go directly into trends.google.com, you wanted to make sure that, let's say that I here into explore, and if I'm selling, let's say, Halloween sleepers, I click into these enter search terms. I hit here into worldwide. Let's go into Google Shopping, and I'm going to go for the past 7 days, for example. As you can see, people from United Kingdom and United States and Canada only are actually interested into buying Halloween sleepers. So that means that I can get started. My audience are actually coming from here. So it's really important to check out the trendings before you wanted to, let's say, incentivize people to buy a product. You want to make sure that people are actually interested into the product that you have directly into your store. And lastly, one of the common mistakes that people do are the actual persistent. Sometimes it might be taking more than 2 or 3 weeks to get started with your very first order. So you don't have to be discouraged so easily if you wanted to get started to do some drop shipping. So if people are actually willing to buy a product, it's because you have created a really strong website, you have a really great product, and you have created a really strong presence into the actual socials. So you don't need to be discouraged if you haven't created any order yet. You have to be really persistent, and you have to improve your skills into adding product into your store. So if you know that people come directly into your store but they are actually not buying anything, that means that maybe we need to change our themes, our custom design. Sometimes we need to change our products, add more products. Let's say try with another niche and do a really great research marketing before you're willing to throw the towel. So really important, try to be persistent, don't get discouraged, and use a really great amount of work in order to sell your or make your very first order inside your actual dropshipping website. So with all this information, with all these tools, I think you're actually ready to get started into the dropshipping world with Shopify. Once again, you have the link down below in the description so you can get started totally for free today. And then later on, if you're willing to get started for the very next 3 months, you can pay only $1 to check out any kind of plan so you can get started to work here into Shopify. So usually all of those elements are only optional, but I use these elements to, let's say, make my work a little bit much more faster, efficient, and professional. So once again, this is totally optional, but in this case, we can totally strongly suggest you to use these elements so you can get started in a very easy way when it comes to dropshipping. Thank you once again for watching the video, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you wanted to see more great tools on how you can get started into Shopify. Once again, you have the link down below in the description. Thank you so much for watching the video. Leave us your comment down below if you wanted to talk about something specifically here into Shopify, and we can check that out very soon. Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. See you next time.